Main markets in the last session rallied. There were good gains across the board. We saw fear leave the markets as conveyed to us through the VIX, risk on activity seeing junk bonds and high-yield corporate bonds take a tick up, which placed positive pressure and momentum on the major market indices, which lifted oil, and we saw the descent in the dollar also lead to a little bit of a rally in gold. Bond prices and bond yields just can't make up their mind which way they're going. From a longer term perspective, the markets are still under duress. Bond option volatility recently just took an absolute nosedive. That's why I put it on the chart in LV28. You can also see inverse credit risk, which gives us a good idea, are the markets coming down or are they going up? And we can see inverse credit risk is just trying to figure out where it's going, but it is a cut under. Thank you to everybody who reached out from yesterday's video and said the difference between the SP 500 index and the SP 500 futures really helped them a lot. That's fantastic. That's why we're here. And that's why I want to share with you so that you can be your own financial advisor. One thing that we talked about in yesterday's video was this gap between the SP 500 index and the SP 500 futures, and it was quite a gap. And I asked our beloved global family, how do you think this gap will impact the market? We talked about Apple, and I just drew in that rectangle there, and you can see the S&P actually commenced right up there. The gap in the S&P 500 futures translates to a gap up in so many different stocks. It's very important to keep your eye on the futures. I also put the box on Tesla, and when we see Tesla's price action, it pretty much started at the edge of the box and then sold back because there was a smart money sell level. All the sellers wanted to push it back into this area, but it's since recovered. It's looking quite good. The power of the CTKS method just going back to Apple, because Apple had already cleared a smart money buy area. It had resistance above, but not resistance within or between. So it didn't suffer the same kind of sell pressure that Tesla did. If you understand the CTKS method, you'll understand what moves market action. In yesterday's video, the DXY was selling down, and one thing that I mentioned, don't forget that the DXY loves to come back and retest. I pointed it out a few times. Retests are very, very common. That's exactly what the DXY did. If you have your charts drawn up with the CTKS method, you'll understand much, much more than anybody else will ever tell you. Congratulations to those people who commented. They said, in all likelihood, if the S&P 500 continues to go up, which it did, we would see an increase in the CTKS risk indicator and positive momentum inside Bitcoin. Congratulations. Geopolitically, there's a lot of pressure on the US dollar right now. China wants to take over the world's reserve currency. It's currently pressuring adversaries of the US to adopt the Chinese yuan, and it's doing quite a good job. A decrease in the US dollar will be very, very good for the equities market, as well as crypto, as well as gold. We can currently see that the S&P 500 has jumped really, really nicely. It closed at 40.27 and 80 cents. The next level of major resistance is around the 4100 mark. And measuring through objective dynamic market structure, or ODMS, which you'll learn about when you do the training on the CTKS method, there's a lot of support between 3878 and 3939. Why is this important to us? Because the S&P 500 basically it just dictates what is going on. It's like a one-party state. For example, if the S&P 500 says, I'm going up, hey, everybody pay attention, you're all going up. And if the S&P 500 comes down, guess what? Everybody's coming down with it. That's what a one-party state is. There's one direction, whatever the state actually dictates, and it is dictation. We covered off NVIDIA in yesterday's episode, and what do we see NVIDIA doing? If you're just looking at a chart like this, it's really hard to determine where smart money will buy or sell. In yesterday's video, there was the question, why was Bitcoin so low when in fact the real price was much, much higher? Well, it comes down to trading hours. Charts only reflect trading hours. So if NVIDIA stopped, for example, right now, and Bitcoin kept on going, which it does, it trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that would mean there would be a difference, and Bitcoin would actually stop when NVIDIA's chart stopped. This can be very perplexing to people when they just learn about it for the first time. You might remember in yesterday's episode, I drew this line up because Bitcoin was around that particular area. When we actually looked at Bitcoin and the NVIDIA chart, what you can see is when NVIDIA opened, Bitcoin actually came up to that level. It's not a shock to us. We actually understand these things. And well done to everybody who shared that inside the comments. And if you're just learning about things like this, stay tuned. I have so much to share with you. There were such fascinating comments when we talked about the differential between Bitcoin's gravity and Litecoin's gravity. People spoke about the Litecoin to Bitcoin ratio. Personally, I don't use it because it doesn't give an accurate trading signal. We must have the fastest signals when trading. And we are a group of professional traders as well. One thing that I would like to draw your attention to, I said there was something hidden in this chart. Let's reveal it. First, we'll start with on-average behavior. Notice what Bitcoin was doing. Bitcoin is this blue line you can see here, and Litecoin is the actual price action. When Bitcoin was just trading flat, what was Litecoin doing? I just cloned this line up so they're exactly the same width. What was it doing? And you always draw where the basic on average price volumes are. So when we look at this, what did actually happen with Litecoin? It started to weaken. It started to weaken a lot. We know that no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, and when Bitcoin weakens, the alts typically weaken first. When Bitcoin starts to firm up, the alts typically strengthen first. And there's a good thing to know. Litecoin, well, I'll explain it in a minute, but you can see Litecoin really was quite heavy. It was coming down quite sharply. Look at the gradient, the slope, the angle of this particular line. This is Litecoin. And what was happening with Bitcoin? A very, very different slope. We talk a lot about Bitcoin's gravitational pull. The thing to understand with Bitcoin's gravity, it really pulls on the alts in either direction. In the final leg of this sell down, we saw the gradients of these two sell-off lines basically start to coincide with each other. What does that actually mean, and how can you use that knowledge? What it basically means, the rate of change was actually slowing down in Litecoin's descent in price. That means that actually Bitcoin was starting to strengthen, and that also means that Litecoin would stage a rebound, and that's exactly what it did. Why did it stage a rebound? Because Bitcoin did. You can see that the alts are a double-edged sword. If they move in favor of you, that's fantastic, but if they move against you, they really move against you. The alts always exaggerate Bitcoin's gravitational pull to the downside and to the upside. That's what makes them so good. Look what happened when Bitcoin did this retracement. Look at the retracement on Litecoin. It was a bloodbath. This is a very, very important lesson to understand about gravitational pull. Congratulations to everybody who said Rule 4, price moves in waves. This is all about Rule 45. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. We're seeing how powerful Bitcoin's gravity is on Litecoin at the moment. You can see Bitcoin's gravity strikes every single alt. And where does Bitcoin's gravity come from? It typically comes from the main stock market. A lot of people are really surprised when I say that, but we prove it out day in, day out, just about every day. It's very important to understand the rules of the market. You don't have to abide by them. You don't have to like them. But if you don't know them, you're going to suffer a lot of losses. What rule am I actually speaking about? I'm speaking about Rule 225. Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. We saw that perfectly in yesterday's video. It's really important to understand the gravity of Bitcoin. If you don't, you'll be absolutely shocked what the alts can do. And you really won't understand why it's happening. Yesterday, we saw XRP just coming up and up and up. It looked awesome. One thing to always pay attention to when a particular stock, asset class, crypto, it doesn't matter, commodity, currency, forex, it doesn't matter at all. When it pushes through so many sell levels, what actually happens? The buyers get exhausted. And I can hear you say, Ken, what does that mean? What does it mean the buyers get exhausted? They just get tired or something? Basically, they run out of ammo. And what typically happens when you see a situation where the buyers are running out of money to buy? What happens to that particular asset class? Exactly what you're seeing here. This is very, very common, especially if there's a smart money sell level or a smart money buy level. You'll get gravitational attraction. You can see gravity plays a very, very key role inside the crypto market. It plays a key role, a pivotal role inside every financial market. But you can see this ping-ponging between smart money buy level, smart money sell level, smart money buy level. You get the idea. This is price moving in a wave. Always consider price can go up, it can go down, and it can go flat, all inside a 24-hour period. And it also depends which 24-hour period you're looking at. We have people from all around the world tuning in each and every day. You can put the market goes down, and you can be right. You can put the market goes up, and you can be right. And you can put the market goes flat, and you can be right as well. Bear this in mind when you're looking at CTKS codes from other people. Inside their time zone, they may have been 100% spot on. But inside your time zone, it looks wrong. However, right and wrong is not what we're about as a global family. We're all about learning. Currently, XRP is trading at 52.89. Quite a few people reached out and said, XRP, XRP, in the comments. Well done, that's beautiful. Of course, I have to show you now. The next smart money sell level, the next resistance, major resistance on XRP is from 69.43 to 70.44. There's another reason that I didn't share this upper smart money sell level. That's because when XRP was absolutely rallying up, a lot of people get FOMO, fear of missing out. XRP went through so many levels of resistance, it was just crazy. This means that the buyers were getting exhausted, and in all probability, XRP would turn around to the negative side, therefore catching a lot of people off guard. If you actually got caught off guard with XRP's price action, don't worry about it. It's just a learning experience, and it really depends on your time horizon as well. There are no mistakes in life. As a community, as a global family, we look at a mistake and we say, what mistake? That was a learning exercise. I'm better, I'm faster, I'm stronger, I'm smarter. Don't forget, over the next couple of days, these lines will shift around in terms of objective dynamic market structure. Only CTKS Method students understand what I mean. There's still time to reach out and express your interest in the Someone You Know CTKS Partial Masterclass Scholarship Award. The link is in the description of this video. We can see from yesterday XRP was coming up so incredibly well, but sharp angles tend to do something. Please let me know in the comments what that is. And we can see XRP is down around 7.3% over the past 24 hours. But it's still up a very beautiful nearly 20% over the last 7 days. The greatest gainers over the past 24 hours: ARB, 1 inch, TWT, Conflux, HBAR, Algo, Render, and Quant. Just something to point out, and you may understand this already, when centralized exchanges fall under pressure, things like wallets and decentralized exchanges become very, very attractive. The greatest losers over the past 24 hours: Stacks, Flare, AGIX, XRP, Mask, IMX, Sand, and Aptos. Remember, price is always moving in a wave. Just because you're the biggest gainer in one particular day doesn't mean it will translate into tomorrow. And that goes exactly the opposite way as well. The greatest losers don't necessarily continue to be the greatest losers tomorrow. When we return to the gap, have a look at the futures. They can give you a very, very good understanding. And it's real. This plays out inside markets all the time. And also, when you look at price action like this, what actually happened? The SP 500 and the other indices were doing very well in futures trading, and therefore Apple gapped up. This is what gaps mean inside the market. It's outside of hours trading, and you can use it to your benefit. A lot of people talk about gap fills in the stock market. When it comes to crypto, there are no gaps. No gaps to fill because it's 24 hours a day. Some people talk about the CME Bitcoin gap and say, oh, look at the significance on this. Trust me, it literally has no significance at all. And that may come as quite a shock to a lot of people. But keep your eye on the crypto market. The stock market is trying to emulate Bitcoin through a futures exchange. Just keep your eye on Bitcoin spot price. For the masterclass students, I just posted LV29 today. You'll get access to my live chart here. Congratulations to everybody who takes their active learning seriously. The markets will get into synchronization with you. Doing your daily 3-dimensional risk management code is very, very important. Always understand that the markets move in 3 directions. You must have an ahead of time strategy for each of them. Don't only assume the market can go in one way. The market loves to surprise people, and not always in a nice way. The markets simply exist to transfer money between the desynchronized and the synchronized. It's as simple as that. If you're winning inside the market, you are more synchronized than other people. You're not taking other people's money, you're just more in sync. If you're losing money, it just means that you're out of sync. Everybody goes into sync and out of sync. It's just the way the markets are. What you want to do is to keep your synchronization as high as you humanly can, and you do that through active learning. There's a very counterintuitive way of increasing your synchronization, and that is through positive excellence. This is our foundation of our global family. How can positive excellence increase your synchronization inside markets? Very, very simply. Let's just look at one word here: learning. If you're not learning, if you're engaging in negative excellence, what word goes there? Please let me know in the comments. It's a very, very important thing to understand. This is part of the active learning process. I'll give you another one. If you don't have inner peace and outer peace, if you have the opposite of that, the opposite is negative excellence. What would be in that box instead of inner peace and outer peace? Please let me know in the comments. More importantly, why do you think These negative excellence components actually desynchronize you. Active learning is your definite path to prosperity, to happiness, to success, and ultimately fulfillment and meaning. We've turned into a money-focused society, and that is negative excellence incorporated. It really is, literally. The truth is, we need meaning and fulfillment in our lives. We need to feel happy each day, and that is possible just through better habits. You don't need to arrive, you just have to have the right attitude when traveling. That's why we have the CTKS Creed. This is all about building better habits and creating a better life. When you have better habits, your mind improves, clarity improves, and that gives you better outcomes. Why is the mind important at all? Because every single result that you achieve or don't achieve in this world comes from your mind first. If you believe that you can succeed, yes, you definitely have a shot. But if you are already beaten inside your mind, if you say, I can't do this, I'm no good at this, you're correct as well. Note, you're correct each choice you make, whether a positive one or a negative one, a life-affirming one or a life-shrinking one. The key is to grow. When you grow, you experience new things and you find meaning in that. You feel more fulfilled. A lot of people want to stay inside their comfort zone. Stagnation is inside your comfort zone, not growth. One particular line that I want to read from the CTKS Creed is, and these are just daily positive affirmations for abundance, financial success, and happiness. And this is a good one. Oh, I'll read 2. I'll read 3. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. If you're going through a life pullback, if life has turned against you, it actually hasn't turned against you. It's just life moving in a wave, just like what the markets do. When the markets retrace, it's not the markets attacking you. It's just a natural cycle. You just need to get prepared. And if you're going through a life pullback, and I know some people are going through horrendous ones, keep on fighting. Just refuse to let the problem beat you. The next line of the CTKS Creed, I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. If you are not dedicated and committed, it doesn't matter to what. It could be your trading. It could be your relationship. It could be your job. It could be anything. Just pick a thing. It could be your sport. Your dedication and commitment are the driving force in your life. How do you get it? How do you get dedication and commitment? You just need a good enough reason. And that reason can't be willpower. Willpower is weak. What about I win or learn and never blame? I love this part. This is a way that you can live your best life. I win or learn. What does that actually say? You can't ever fail. You're only learning. And you never blame. Why don't you blame? Although the first thing people do is they say, oh, I didn't succeed because of that person over there, or because of the market, or because I didn't know what I was doing, or because. The truth is, as soon as you blame, as soon as you point outside yourself, you're disempowering your own life. You're putting the solution inside somebody else's hands. Please don't do that. It's your life. You deserve the reins of your life to go in whatever direction you want. But make sure you go in that direction with positive excellence. Or else, like Do Kwon, Sam Bankman-Fried, you'll find yourself on the wrong side of what you want to be on the right side of. And the final one, I always solve my problems with positive excellence. How do you solve a problem with positive excellence? You can use your integrity. You can use your decency. Don't take advantage of other people. You can use your kindness, which just is an appreciation of other people. You can use your authenticity, so long as it's kind. You can use your courage. You can use your honor. You can just keep at it with persistence and commitment. You can use your generosity to see another's point of view or to embrace life. You can use your determination, your confidence, your gratitude, your happiness. You can see that solving a problem with positive excellence is very, very different to solving a problem with negative excellence, which is the normal way people solve problems. In the comments, please let me know how positive excellence has helped you. I would love to hear. And also how it's helped you to get into synchronization with the market. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you tomorrow. Bye for now.